he does in fighting for the rights of tenants, of the homeless, and people who need a voice. So I'm committed to being that. My voice is a little different than Chris's, but what the points I make will be the same. I agree with Chris on 99.9% of what he does. I am honored to be running in this district as I go around and talk to folks in South of Market, in Tenderloin. Everybody is feeling the pressure. The people's jobs are being stripped. People's benefits are being stripped. More and more people are going to be competing for less and less housing unless we really come together and push for policies that create more rental housing, more affordable. And we can do that. I mean, I would rather be spending money personally on building more affordable housing than continuing to repave the streets over and over and over again like we seem to be doing now.
Right. We have, at this point, 30 raids in the sunset.
I know. That's right, for marijuana.
And for medical marijuana grows, but they're saying that they're all large industrial grows, and we do need to look at public safety. But they started this media campaign that was very misguided. We do need some safety controls on indoor cultivation, but instead of looking at it from a perspective of reason, we need some work on safety control.
Well,
they are turning over.
Yeah.
They are literally going block to block.
I know.
And they've disrupted 2 patient grows that were small, out of compliance.
They did the same person did the sort of attack on massage parlors.
Right. And it's like,
this is the moral thing. This is the moral thing that I told you about. That sometimes people lead with their moral crap. In my mind, we need. I'm on the Building Inspection Commission. We need safe grows. Yes. We need and I'm telling you that I've already had discussions. You know how I am in the department. I have discussions before things start happening. If there is an application for a nursery, it will be processed as a nursery. Our department doesn't distinguish between what grows where. And nurseries are allowed in industrial areas. They're not allowed in residential.
So I think it's zoning.
It's zoning.
It's a zoning attack that's not working very well. And we have a hearing Monday with Carmen Chu called a hearing at the Public Safety Commission, and I'm wondering, as a commissioner, if you could write a letter of concern regarding this and kind of prompt the questions that this needs to be about safe indoor cultivation. We need to let the cultivating community take the lead on it and take it out of the criminal justice zone, unless, I think out of all 30 arrests that they've made, or all 30 raids that they've made, they've used an incredible amount of manpower. I think they found one house that had weapons and illicit drugs. And I'm telling you, there's other things that we could have the narcotics unit working on.
Thank you.
The thing is that I want to promote safe grow businesses.
Exactly.
I believe that, California has spoken about medicinal cannabis. We need to accommodate those type of businesses in a way that makes it safe.
Right.
And so our department has got a commitment. We are processing nurseries as nurseries.
And we need the public
and it doesn't matter to the department what is grown in it.
And they need to know that on Monday.
Yeah.
And they need to know, that the building department's taking this directive. They need to know that we have a subcommittee on cultivation, which Eric Pearson is actually the chair of now. And we need to lead that. If we took it from criminal justice to the health department, we need to leave it in the health department and the building department.
Well, it's actually
a criminal issue.
It's a no. I mean, the stuff in the sunset, it's illegal zoning. You cannot do a nursery in residential.
It should be red tagged.
Right. And what should happen is, just like we do with any code enforcement issue, they have to get permits, and they're not going to be able to get permits. So, but they should not confiscate anything, and it shouldn't be a criminal. It's a building code violation.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's.
But they also, the added part, it makes it so that our department actually probably would take immediate action, is the safety issue around the electricity. Because mostly it's tax, and it's not they haven't put enough transformers in to carry the load. And so they're overmaxing, and that's what's sparking and causing the fires. So
And we
those
had
are
an
immediate
injured
things.
fire person,
Yeah.
and that's when this campaign started. And of course, our community feels horrible, but it didn't come from our community. It came from the commercial grow industry. That's not the compassionate industry.
Yeah. Over the past couple years, some of the responses to some of our conflicts in the community have a heavy moral judgment to them, against entertainment, against sex, against, and rather than talk about what is the effect on the community, we end up just being responsive. And I think that as an LGBT community, I was just at the Folsom Street Fair on Sunday all day long. Exactly. I know. And Kurt can't stop talking about it. And it was shiny shirt.
That's what he said. He's like, you're the polyester.
This is what we moved here about. To be able to celebrate our culture and our diversity. And in the process of that, I mean, it does provide it does provide jobs, and it provides a stimulation. It provides the mom and pop store with more traffic, and the restaurants, and all of the people who benefit. And we do this a lot. And in the Tenderloin, I mean, there's conflicts between some of the sex clubs and the entertainment venues and the cops. And my experience is that it's just an unwillingness to work together. And that it's time for leadership. I mean, one of the things that Chris stood for was, not bowing to the policy of, arrest the problem. He really stood up for fighting for services and for other alternatives. And this is why I've been sort of looking at the CJC, because their stated goal is about treating violent conflicts, and they're doing a little bit more than that. They're also just kind of sweeping people up. But their concept is to be able to differentiate between the solutions. That, one person may really be more an actual violent offender and need to go into court, and other people may need to go to services. That don't exist, that don't get funded, and they do not have the qualifications to determine which is which. The judicial system, a judge is not trained in social work, or a therapist or a psychiatrist. They do not have the authority to understand what's going on in a given situation. That is what's missing, this community part about evaluating and actually doing a community justice court, where the community who understands the issues can help in the outcome and the solutions. Because we all know that there are conflicts. I mean, I've heard from families in the Tenderloin who don't feel safe walking in the streets, certain streets. We have to deal with it. We have to make streets safe for people who are on them. Whether it's the homeless, whether it's families in the SROs, whoever's using the streets need to equally feel safe in using them. I think that we've not been creative about those kind of solutions. We basically swept it from one neighborhood to the next, and I really want to find solutions.